out of air, obviously, as this. We do not want that today.
Take a deep breath and plunge into some Florida Panhandle action with Brandon Simmons as we explore the seas off the coast of Pensacola and Perdido Key to hunt lionfish.
There's 13 venomous spines across the top.
Good to see you. Good to meet you.
And we get to experience the offshore fishing action that can only happen in this part of the Gulf waters.
Pensacola red snapper right there.
West Marine's Life on the Water, presented by Costa Custom Boats. Along the westernmost edge of the Florida coast shoreline in Pensacola is Perdido Key, home to the legendary Floribama, a beach bar with plenty of food and drink for the beachgoers and live music 365 days a year. Whether you choose to stay right on the beach or cozy up in a townhome at the Purple Parrot Village Resort, you're steps away from a more laid-back way of life. But the main attraction is always the beach.
Our white sand beaches in that blue-green water, it's truly special. There's lots of ways to play on the water as well as other outdoor adventure. Pensacola is known as the cradle of naval aviation, and it's home to the Blue Angels. They practice every Tuesday and Wednesday like a mini air show.
Rich in history and beautiful strolls, Pensacola and Perdido Key welcome visitors from all over the world. Today, Brandon Simmons is meeting up with a local diving enthusiast who leads divers on conservation-oriented trips and focuses on removing an invasive species, the lionfish.
We're going to be doing some regular spearfishing with the big guns.
Okay.
And then we'll also hit some invasive lionfish and try to save the world one lionfish at a time.
One lionfish at a time. I like the sound of that, man.
Absolutely. We got our pole spears, we got our zookeepers, we got our guns.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, we got all the stuff we need. Why don't we start lugging this down on the boat and get out of here?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
Grab these zookeepers and we'll roll out. I'm super excited to meet Brady Hale and get out and do some diving. We have a mutual friend, my good friend John Marabella, and what these guys have in common is they love to hunt lionfish. We're gonna get out there and hunt some invasive species and do our part to keep the ocean clean and beautiful.
It's gonna be my last tank. I came to Pensacola and Perdido Key area about 12 years ago now, and it was actually the ocean and lionfish hunting that brought me to here. I started out as a diver and was running some trips down to Pensacola, Florida, and wanted to find out if lionfish was something that my people from Texas could actually come and participate in. So I showed up and just absolutely fell in love with the town, fell in love with the diving. The entire community is just absolutely amazing. And so 12 years later, here I am a resident and loving life.
So the diving's pretty good around here, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's
Just
it rivals anywhere in the world.
places to dive down
So
here.
much cool stuff to dive, so much artificial stuff, natural stuff. It's
Ton of artificial reefs here.
yeah, because
Thousands,
the
tens of thousands.
All right, boys,
good.
let's ride. Take me to the promised land.
we kind of have it all here in Pensacola. Whether you're a brand new diver or an experienced diver, whether your husband dives and the wife just wants to sit on the beach and soak up the sun, we really have opportunities for everybody here. All right, man, we're at the TDC-1 Pyramid Field.
Pyramid Field, I like the sound of that.
Absolutely, so we're gonna have about 15 artificial reef pyramids about 10 foot tall.
Man, that's cool.
So there'll be fish all around it. There'll be lionfish around there inside. We'll have lots of fish swimming around. I've already seen one dolphin running around, so maybe we can see Flipper down there.
Cool, man, yeah, life brings life, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Why don't we get geared up, man, hop in.
All right, let's do it, I'm ready.
I'm ready, too.
Dive time.
Here in Pensacola, fishing out of the Gulf, you have a vast amount of sandy bottom. There's not a lot of coral reefs like we have in the Keys. There might be some limestone ledges. What they do have is the largest amount of man-made wrecks out there, creating habitats for fish and excellent diving.
I explain lionfish hunting to people that have never been. It's almost like a game of whack-a-mole. They're around, they're very evident, and you just go down there and shoot as many as you can. It is a lot like the Adopt a Highway program, where you're picking up trash. We're picking up lionfish. So we have to go on these artificial reefs and these natural bottom areas, and we'll clean the reef of lionfish, but then we're gonna have to come back 6 months later and do the same thing because they repopulate the area.
West Marine's Life on the Water, presented by Costa Custom Boats, is brought to you by West Marine. Know more, get more, boat more. Costa Custom Boats. Pelican Kayaks. Smith's Knives, the Edge Experts. And by Tailwalker, the premier Florida Keys fishing experience.
Everybody's off the boat and they're down. We've got a time limit on when they should be coming up. So all I do right now is I kind of position myself down current of their bubbles and try to stay with them. That way, if anything does happen to them, they'll be drifting to me. And I mainly just follow the bubbles. Try to keep the sun at my back so that I can always see as well. And it's a waiting game.
Captain Sam Goff is waiting, but 90 feet down below the surface, Brandon Simmons and Brady Hale are finding plenty to see and lots of lionfish to remove.
Lionfish are definitely a major problem here, especially in the Pensacola area and throughout the Gulf and even in the Caribbean. Back in 1985, we saw the first lionfish down in the south on the Atlantic side, and they've worked their way all the way up the eastern seaboard, kind of cut over to Bermuda, down into the Caribbean, and then came back up into the Gulf of Mexico. Because of our eddy currents here, the way that the eggs float on the water, the eggs just spin around, and instead of getting flushed out into a new area, they just stick around here, and then once they hatch, they drop down and find a nice location that they want to eat all their fish. It is a major problem. It's affecting our grouper and our snapper and our reef fish population. Things like parrotfish or other fish that clean the reef of the algae. Well, if they're not there, the reefs become overgrown with the algae. It can actually choke out the coral reefs and create lots of problems for the environment. We got a lot of lionfish down there, man.
We did all right, dude.
Look at these things.
We did our share of clearing them out.
Absolutely.
Dude. Nice.
Not a bad
There's
fish
a couple
right there.
tacos right there. They're pretty, man.
Definitely. They're beautiful.
Pretty fish.
Yes, sirree.
Prettier on the pan.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know or not, but the lionfish spines, they're the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's 13 venomous spines across the top. There's a couple on the leading edge right here, and then there's some 3 right there at the bottom. You know, they're considered an apex predator because they're not afraid of anything. They don't have predators around here.
Crazy.
And
Nothing really eats them, huh?
Yeah, so we gotta do our part just like we did, and every time we see them, remove them and eat them. I mean, we got a cooler up front just made for these things. Our next dive site is going to be the ECUA Pipes, which is our local utilities authority. These are concrete culverts.
Cool.
So they're really, really large pipes. They'll be 30, probably 20, 30 foot long, and somewhere between 2 foot and 4 foot wide or in diameter.
As a fisherman, we're always, up to date with our regulations and what fish are open and what aren't. And this time of year, our red snappers are closed, our amberjacks are closed. Yeah, I know mangrove snapper was open. I know if we saw a nice scamp or a red grouper, we could shoot those, and maybe some porgies or triggerfish, but the red snappers were closed and the amberjacks were closed as well. One of the things that I enjoy the most about diving is being able to get into the fish's habitat and just kind of experience what's going on down there. I'm on the boat charter fishing on a regular basis, and we're on the boat. We don't see what's going on down there. We know we can look at the bottom machine, we can mark fish, we can catch fish, but being able to get in the water and just see all of the life is incredible.
Here in the Northwest Florida area and in the Northern Gulf, it has a flat bottom. We don't have a lot of coral reefs. We don't have a lot of places where fish can hide. So when you introduce that habitat, it creates that habitat for fish to hide and have a nursery and really be able to grow up and thrive in this area where normally they wouldn't. We'll never be able to get rid of lionfish, but we can keep their populations in check and keep them down enough for our natural fish to grow up big enough where they're not preyed on by the lionfish.
Couple mangroves, some more lionfish.
Yeah, it's good dinner.
Good dinner, dude.
Good dinner. So that's part of our bridge rubble.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
When a bridge gets damaged from hurricane or just from, over time they get replaced, they'll take them and make those artificial reefs down here.
Them things were hanging right on that I-beam, just kind of swimming back and forth.
Yeah.
It was honestly amazing to be able to get out and dive in these waters, but I know that's not all Pensacola has to offer, and I'm super excited to head off on the next adventure.
The National Naval Aviation Museum, located on the military base in Pensacola, is home to the technology and hardware of marine-based flights spanning back over 100 years. And Captain Sterling Gillum, the director of the museum, has a deep understanding of these aircraft, having flown over 4,000 hours of missions during his time in the Navy.
Wright brothers flew in 1903. 8 years later, someone's trying to innovate and figure out how to do that from a ship. And we progressed very rapidly in naval aviation. World War II is where naval aviation came of age. The museum is basically chronological. You're in the oldest portion of the museum. To my right is kind of our World War I display, early aircrafts. As we progress into the jet age, World War II, before that. And then we have our event space, the Blue Angel Atrium, and we're the third largest aviation museum in the world, but we're the only large museum that allows our patrons to literally touch history. Pensacola is considered the cradle of naval aviation because everyone starts their naval aviation career and has done so since 1914. And our mission is to preserve and protect the history of naval aviation and tell the remarkable story of naval aviation that maps back to 1911. This SPD Dauntless is the sole airplane that still survived having flown in the Battle of Midway. The little patches that you see here, and there are over 200 of them, are the patches for the bullet holes that it received during that combat mission and others. The heroism, the hard work, the dedication, the perseverance, it's embodied in this great museum, and it's just a wonderful story to tell. And the cool thing about the story, it's ongoing.
A gorgeous sunrise kisses the sand at the Florida Bama as Brandon meets up with the crew that's going to venture out for some offshore fishing action.
Nice to meet you.
You too, Nick. Good to see you.
Hey, Nick, Tyler.
Good to meet
Captain
you.
Tyler, Nick.
Tyler's going to be our guide today, man. He's going to take us to all his secret spots and,
awesome.
and put us on them.
Looking forward to it. All right, man.
I love meeting people who make their life on the water. And, my guest for this show is Tyler Massey with Hot Spots Charters, and he's a full-time charter guide. He's been doing it for 15 years, and, he lives this lifestyle. His life is on the water on a regular basis.
We're on top of a big wreck, so we don't want to go all the way to the bottom. I want you to go down like maybe just do a 10 Mississippi count and then stop it right there.
All right.
I went to school for marine biology at University of West Florida, but then it just kind of fell into place where I started running charters in the summertime when I was at school, and then I just decided, you know, I'm gonna do this for a living.
We're on.
There you go.
Oh, got him on. What you got, bro?
Feels like an AJ.
Try to keep them coming.
There we go. Get my leg up for leverage.
Keep them coming.
Brandon, didn't you say you wanted to catch a big AJ?
No, I wanted you to get the first one to break the ice.
Get some cranks, get some. There we go, we got color.
Nice.
Throw that weight all the way to the rod tip. Couple more crank, yep. Swing it right here to me. There we go.
Nice job, dude.
Pretty jack. It's a pretty one.
Nice. Nice fish.
In season, that'd be a nice little keeper.
Yeah.
Send him on his way.
Get him back in.
Marking, Cap?
Your turn, Brandon.
All right. You marking him?
I gotta slide this over a little bit.
Very nervous. Oh, come on, eat it.
There he is. Oh, there we go. You can put a little bit more heat on if you need to. That's a red snapper. That's a nice one.
Holy moly. Stud. I'm not gonna lie, the thing was pulling pretty hard down there.
Oh, that's gonna be close to 20 pounds right there.
That's a stud.
It looks like we can need to use our descending device on this one. He's blown up.
Holy cow, dude. That's a good one. That might be my best one ever.
The Pensacola red snapper right there.
That's awesome. We don't do a ton of red snapper fishing in the Keys. Every once in a while we'll get into some nice ones. You know, but here in Pensacola, they've got some really big ones. It was a monster. It hammered the bait. It wasn't a little tap bite. It bit and it went right now. It was definitely a battle. What do you think? 20 pounds that thing was?
A little over, a couple over 20.
Probably, yeah, definitely a little over, like 22.
22, 23. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 24 pounds.
That's a good one.
West Marine's Life on the Water, presented by Costa Custom Boats, is brought to you by Visit Pensacola, the way to beach. Scales, every degree of water. Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. Waypoint TV, the destination for outdoor entertainment. Ameritrail, load, launch, relax. And by BioEsk, Pro Solutions.
Being able to fish the 26 Costa on this trip was awesome. You know, the versatility of that boat is just incredible. Being able to fish comfortably in a couple hundred feet of water and then come back the next day and go, you know, fish shallow is just great. Wait, a heavier pull.
Yeah, wait for weight. So like, if you feel a thump, just let it sit a second.
Just wait for it to load up.
Wait, just let just pull. I just lift that rod a little bit. That rod tip stays bent. Just come on with it. Hot Spots Charters. We operate year-round. We have 12 boats available.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
There's one.
Let me get out of your way. Oh.
3 offshore. The rest are inshore. You know, anything from catching redfish and speckled trout to, you know, going to catch swordfish and that kind of stuff. You know, any kind of bottom fishing. We have boats to do all that. He's got one.
I got one.
Let him run drag it. You can loosen it.
Loosen it?
You're good.
I don't know what it is with the water. I've always been addicted to spending time on the water. I grew up in Pennsylvania, really fishing a ton for freshwater fish. When I moved to Tampa, I was fishing for ladyfish with a little 3-inch lure, like white paddle tail, and I ended up catching like a 42-inch cobia from shore. And it's just like, it opened my mind to the universe of saltwater fishing where you truly never know what you're gonna catch, and it got me hooked for life. I see red. Beautiful.
A little different going from heavy tackle to light tackle inshore fishing, right?
Yeah. For an inshore fish though, redfish give an awesome fight every time.
Absolutely.
They're one of my favorites.
Same. That's the fish that got me into this life, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Pretty red fish.
Sweet, dude.
Beautiful fish.
Little shrimp eater right there, bro. First fish of the day. Nice.
Beauty.
Dude.
3 spots on this side, 1 on that side.
That's awesome, man.
All right.
You got him?
And down you go.
Nice work, nice work.
Nice work, man.
Sweet.
Nice fish, guys.
Thanks, Captain.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Cappy.
Let's get another one.
Yeah, man.
There's so many ways to enjoy a visit to Perdido Key in Pensacola. But the most important thing is you get to choose your own path to relax or explore. That's why it's the way to beach.
Up here in Pensacola, it's a fishing town. It's like old Florida, you know. It's not very developed, and you know, there's definitely a Gulf vibe going on here with the people of Pensacola, and you know, it's chill. I really enjoyed this area. Everyone's been super nice, and there is a ton of things to go do and a ton of adventures to go have.